workouts. Of course, I was a little dramatic with it, but the workout that we did out in LA, the ropes one that you saw, I was really like, they almost had to call the hospital, the ambulance. And I wasn't even high, nothing. I was just like, yo, man, you really work. Like, that made me have a different appreciation for someone who really devotes their life for their looks, devotes their life for their passion, study and everything. I was like, damn, dude, like, I can't do this shit. At first I started, I was like, man, come on, bro. Then about like 30 minutes into it, I was like, yeah, it's him and a trainer called Blaine Fit. And Blaine is the reason behind Rotimi's shape. But between them two, they have a great mindset. They know how to push each other and make each other stronger. If you got friends like that, those are the people you want in your corner that push you to say, all right, let's get your look right. Let's get your mind right. And I tried it. I didn't. As you see, I didn't make it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess when your body's your business, I mean, you gotta.
True, that's very true.
Yeah, that's why I'm on radio, not TV.
That shit look tough. So how does it make you feel though being with? So like I said, I told you the other day, how I see you is the top of the Charlotte
Pyramid.
Like you're up there,
Yeah.
but you're also with other artists that's up there as well. So you're with you're with Chris Brown. I seen the picture with Jay, crazy. And these niggas they just in your phone. Like you can hit
that Jay-Z photo was so funny.
That was crazy.
That was so funny. Everybody blew me up over that Jay-Z photo.
How'd you just ask him? Cause I know he don't take pics.
You really want to know the truth? I never really said it publicly, but I'll tell you the truth.
Exclusive.
So yeah, this is like a untold story, like how I met Jay-Z. I actually met Jay-Z 2 or 3 times. I met him when I was way younger in Mini Sync in Harlem. Him and Dame Dash. This was like right after Aaliyah died. And they sponsored a team called Team Rock, and we would travel from New Jersey to New York to play their teams. Met him at a Knicks game, and this is all when I was like 12, 13, 14. And we wind up doing an endorsement. Of course, I have a Sprite endorsement. Still, thank God, shout out to them. And they said, yo, part of your promo for us is for you to go to the concert and stand outside. I said, all right, but we're buying you VIP tickets, package. You gotta have the Rock Nation hat, all this other cool stuff. I'm like, word. So I get there, and of course the show starts super late because when Live Nation coordinated the tour, they planned it the stop before. I think it went from Atlanta to Nashville to Charlotte, but they never factored in there's a time difference between Nashville and Charlotte. So the show started an hour late because of it. Vic Mensa didn't get to perform. And I think Jay wasn't even in Tennessee, nor was he in North Carolina. He came from Serena Williams' wedding that day. So the show started even later, to the point where it was just Jay-Z performing, no opening acts, no nothing. And he's selling out the Spectrum Center, you know. So I go with one of my best friends, Kennedy Meeks. This was like right off the heels of the Tar Heels winning the national championship. And I take my uncle with me, and I'm like, yo, you guys, I got VIP seats. I don't know where they at. I just know with VIP, we're in there. So we get there, and I wind up seeing the, let's just say one of my plugs there. And they were like, oh, my God, you know, Chewy, you with Kennedy? Oh, my God. Here goes some seats, because I couldn't find our tickets at Will Call. Because when they stop everything, they move the ticket booths over and everything. So I look at the seats, and I'm like, row AA, seat 5, seat 6, seat 7. What the fuck is AA? I ain't never seen that. Man, when I tell you Jay-Z performing right here, we're the first row. The whole time I got this big old Sprite hoodie on, and I know he sees me. So like, you know, you seeing Jay-Z do Encore, you seeing him do H to the Izzo, 99 Problems. But when he cut on that Big Pimpin', you know, in the video, he was like, Big Pimpin'. And one thing that I will always recall, he kept on walking back to my side. I'm like, I got a bright ass green hoodie on, and I'm like this, looking at him, and he's like this, yeah. So I'm like, that was my moment with him. That I was like, man, he don't even know who I am, but unbeknownst, it is what it is. So he comes off the stage, and you know when they're about to come off the stage, security is in place. The assistant who's taking their clothes while they're changing on stage. I already took all the clothes to the back. You know they're gearing up for him to get off stage. So he performs, I think the last song was Encore. And I tapped Kennedy. I'm like, yo, let's go to the back because when he walks back here, you gotta be the last person I could try to say something to him. And Kennedy was like, nah, man, we waiting right here. I'm like, no, we're going. So Kennedy wanted to wait, but he's 6'10". I'm 5'9", 5'10". So he sticks out. But Jay's security is just the same height as him. So they walk past him, and literally as he's walking, Jay-Z has to walk through the crowd to get to the stage. I stand on a chair, and I just like, hey, Jay, my name is Chewy. I'm on the radio out here. Nice to meet you. And he's like, nice to meet you. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is my best friend Kennedy. He just won a national championship with the Tar Heels. So he's like this. He's like, he literally stops. His security team around him probably had about 6 or 7 security guards around him. They like let Kennedy in his little circle because he moves like the president. So Jay told him, he was like, yo, man, I just want to say congratulations. Make sure you stay focused. You know, keep good people around you and protect your peace. Pretty much. That's what I've heard him say to him. And he was on his way to walk out, and I said, yo! I yelled, like one of them dudes outside the club that can't get in.
God.
Yo! Can we get a photo? He was like, he turned around and he said, yeah, come on. So he's still going through the crowd with these 8 security guards, and say for instance this him. He has security guards all around him. So when he walks through the gate, he walks in like this, and the security guards just form a line. Nobody goes back here. His truck was already ready. He's taking off his earpiece, and security was like, nah, y'all can't go back there. The boss man is leaving. I was like, he said we could take a photo! You know what I mean? Loud enough like a club host so he can hear me. And he turns and he's taking off his earpiece. He's like, let them through. Boy, when I tell you that was probably like the run for freedom to Jay-Z. I took out my phone and I was like, man, everybody say my daughter look like yours. What you think? He was like, yeah, it's cool. He didn't play me though.
That's what's up.
Like he took.
I like moments like that though. Like I feel like it's just so dope when you meet an artist and they still are human. You
Especially
know?
someone like Jay-Z.
Right.
Jay-Z's like top of the top.
Yeah,
Like, just,
and I know he's seen my interview with Dame Dash, so that was pretty interesting.
Sheesh. Speaking of interview too, we were discussing a couple months ago. We seen you on the Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah.
What's
Oh,
up?
yeah.
We ain't seen nothing since then. You over there smiling in front of the joint. I'm like, what's?
Shout out to Charlamagne.
Yeah.
I fuck with him.
You got something going on with him, project?
You know, not even. I look at it as in like, you know, for Charlamagne to always answer the phone when I call him. Relationships like that are dope. You know what I mean? It also inspires me. That's why I'm probably doing this podcast now, because you got to, you know, if you ever feel yourself on top of your game, you're supposed to help other people out that are trying to pursue the same avenues. So like, DaBaby and I got into a situation, and I was on the phone with Charlamagne every single day. You know what I mean? Like, yo, what should I do? How should I handle this? And like, for anyone who knows here in Charlotte, like, I was a major impact on DaBaby. You know what I mean? As far as helping him out, tell him, yo, change his name. I remember when I was working at Streets, he was like, yo, I just want to rap. I just want to do this. I said, yo, man, change your name. Baby Jesus is not marketable. You got to have people picking in your shows. You know,
Which he just talked about it recently.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Man, listen, when I tell you DaBaby and I have had a great relationship for so long, and the way it ended, it kind of hurt me in a way, but I never talk about it publicly because I don't want to keep the misperception of everything going on. You know what I mean? Like, because it's entertainment. Who knows what this man sees or how he perceives things? Because, you know, he has 1,000 people in his face every day now. He went from being a person that would get booed or be ignored while he's giving his best performance, and now all of a sudden you got 30,000 people that just want to see you.
Right.
It's a blessing, but you know, sometimes you may question other people's integrity, and I feel as though that's where the friction between him and I came.
And that was something you specifically asked Charlamagne about?
Yeah, man, yeah, because, all right.
I mean, if anybody can.
I was
Hey,
trying.
I don't necessarily want you to put out that conversation.
No,
I'm just
I was
saying,
trying not to put it out there, but
Yeah.
I feel as though I might as well at this point.
Hey,
You know
12
what I mean?
people gonna hear it, you know what I'm saying?
No, because who's to say if this tidbit don't take off on Wildwind?
This is Chewy.
Yeah,
Bigger
yeah,
than life.
you never, yeah.
It's not bigger than life. It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are intrigued into negativity, if you ask me.
That is true.
You know, so.
We can talk about Tekashi in a minute if you want to.
We can. I have a way different point of view on him. But so backstory, of course, as I just stated, I've been a part of helping DaBaby as far as even introducing him to his management team, telling him about his management team, like the people in the back, South Coast Music Group. I used to work for that group. I still have great relationships with everyone in there, even the family. You know, that is still my family to this day. Like, nothing is going to break that bond, because when I was with no money, when I was trying to figure out what I want to do with life, they helped me out. You know, that whole South Coast marketing family. DaBaby and I always had a great relationship. We even did a skit that we came up with at the radio station. We knocked it out. That was the day of his album premiere. Like, this is someone who came to my house, who's seen my kid. You know, like, there's interviews that we could backdate with him and Rollo that I put him in, like, nah, he's the hottest in Charlotte. If you're the hottest in Atlanta, I got to put my boy on this with you. I can't do two separate interviews. I want him to get that exposure. This was way before he called himself DaBaby. He called himself Baby Jesus. He says it in an interview. We turn around, fast forward the story. We did a couple of shows together where I was DJing for him. We go to Fayetteville, you know, and there was friction, I feel like, between the team and I. The back team, not South Coast team, his team. You know, they probably had a different envisionment. They probably thought I could have done more than what I could. Or it just was a lot of friction. It was like, you ride in that car. You can't ride in this car. And I'm like, all right, like, I can go. Yeah, I could go home, you know what I mean? Like, so we come back, and I just knew that situation was off. And besides, he was doing a lot of events that people were shooting and fighting, and I don't got time for that shit, man. I'm trying to see my daughter, like, you know, so, you know, it was a